All right, the countdown is over and it's been taken care of. Good evening and welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And today we are going to study Queen versus Rook or Rooks. We are joined in by Jay and good to see everyone here on time. Aryan Bhangra says hi, good evening all. We have Saurish here. Saurish, where were you for the feedback? Please type it in the chat. I'm not at all happy that you missed the feedback. We told you that the feedback was going to be for you. Then where were you? You should not have missed this session. So, your parents want you to do well in chess, but then you miss the feedback session. That's not a recipe to do well in chess, I'm afraid. Saurish, I'm a little disappointed that you missed the session. Tell me the reason why. And that's not going to help to, bring about some improvement. Arya Mahakal is here. The other moderator with the proper ID has logged in. Rayansh is here. Rayansh was very much present for the feedback. Abir is here. Well, welcome one and all. We may be joined by one of our new students, and the point is we will welcome as and when the student comes online and reveals. Now, Saurish is saying that there was a power cut, but I watched it offline. Not enough. If there was a power cut, you could have sent a message on our Telegram channel letting me know that, yes, sir, I wanted to attend, but there is a power cut. You never even dropped a message on Telegram. That was actually required, and maybe you should have done that. Okay. Now, I did not know that the tournament was only for an hour, and so Aryan did not play. Aryan, that will not be entertained the next time. We are joined in by our senior Vyang as well. Vyang, buddy, how are you? How are studies going on? Has a school reopened? Because there was some news about higher standards opening the school. So let me know. And Aryan, next time, please remember you will have to play in the tournament if you are serious about making any progress. It's the Queen versus Rook that we are going to deal with. Now, before we go any further, here are the main things. Number one, we need 3 sessions at least as usual, but we are not going to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all those 3 days. We'll do it for today and tomorrow. And on Thursday, we'll go for the demo games. The next week, Tuesday, we'll have the 3rd session for the Queen versus Rook. Point to be noted. Maybe one of the moderators can go ahead and type it. Abir says, okay, understood that. I'll say it again. We need at least 3 sessions, right? At least, I'm saying. More the merrier, but at least 3. So we'll do one session today, one tomorrow, and then on Thursday, we'll go for a demo game again. That's very useful, and we have to do it once a week, we've decided. And next week on Tuesday, we will go ahead and actually finish the 3rd one. And now, Vyang says that he's fine, and then there was some news about the school reopening, but now they said the school won't reopen until September. Well, Vyang, isn't that the longest vacation ever? Huh? The longest vacation ever. Okay, some serious stuff. One more thing. On the Telegram channel, you all know I've shared a beautiful Smith Mora game that I played today. Those, I think Aryan was the only one to respond to that. The others probably were busy with their school and other stuff. Make sure that you go through that game, because I have made sure that I've shared all the screenshots with you, move by move, step by step, explaining what goes about into decision making, how you make your moves and how you plan. And that was a good game. Again, that can serve also as a demo game. Why not? So actually have a board and then actually play out those moves over the board. So make sure that you check out that game I've shared on our Telegram group. And now here is the first position for today. The lecture is Queen versus Rook, and it's black to play. One side would have Queen, the other side would have Rook or Rooks. Depends, Rook or Rooks. Okay. And Aryan, thank you so much. None of the moderators are active as you are. I wonder what happened to Jay. I wonder what happened to Hitesh. Or they both have power cut again. That seems to be a logical explanation for anything. Maybe their internet is down. I don't know. So thank you. Aryan did what I expected one of the moderators to do. Thank you so much. So today and tomorrow there is Rook versus Queen. And on Thursday there will be demo games. And next Tuesday you will do the 3rd session. Okay. Fine. Hitesh, what do you mean by no, sir? Don't tell me no, sir. Are you cracking some joke? Then where is your typing? I wonder. Hitesh, you're a moderator with a purpose. Jay says he got disconnected. Okay. Hitesh, make sure that you do the necessary typing. Now, guys, for this one, it's black to play. So we are black. We have got a couple of rooks. The opponent has a queen. Very, very important. Namish here has some ideas. Says, let's play rook f3 check. And he thinks that after that, king will go to b4. And then we'll give the rook check and grab the queen. But then which rook should go to f3? That's why your answer is slightly wrong. And again, Hitesh executing the duty. Thank you so much, Hitesh. Now that's like a very good moderator. Okay. Rook 7 f3. Now that's very important. Which rook? The rook which is on the 7th rank should go to f3. Understand, guys, if this rook were to go on f3 and give a check, the king will escape via this route. We don't want that to happen. So we'll pull the king where we want and then again give a check, and of course it's a skewer will grab the queen. Looks like the logical answer. We'll go ahead and execute that plan. We are not in check. And is there a checkmate? Guys, always watch if there is any checkmate. Instead of just winning the queen, sometimes there is a certain thing. Guys, the stream is absolutely fluent. There is as smooth as butter, as we always say. We've coined that. This is position number 2. Score time, please. Type your scores, guys. Type your scores. And someone who will be the official scorekeeper, Hitesh. By the way, Jay, I hope that you are now better. You're whatever cold that you had, I mean, whatever you're suffering from, you're fit and fine now. Let me know. Aryan is at 1 out of 1. Dishain 1. Arya Mahakal 1. Jay says I'm absolutely fine now. So Jay can be the scorekeeper officially. Radesh is at 1. Now Queen C7 is checkmate. Queen C7 is just checkmate. Queen versus Rook. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Queen C7 is just checkmate. That's it. It's just so simple. Queen C7. It's just checkmate. Look at the role of this pawn. Look at the role of this friendly pawn. And of course, the role of this pawn here as well. That's beautiful. You got to keep such structures in mind, okay? Rook C7 is indeed checkmate. Let's finish things. Yes, 2 out of 2. Type your score. This is position number 3 for today. Those who join late should calculate accordingly. 2 out of 2. Mostly 2 out of 2. Yeah, I will probably think of new moderators in the months to come. At the moment, these two are doing a fine job. But yes, Ayush, you are well and truly a good contender for that. So in the times to come, you can have that. So what's up with this? I think it's a combination of pawn promotion and rook. Is it not? Jay, I think, has the answer, right? C2, let's attack the queen, play with some initiative. And then because the king and the queen are on the same rank, their back rank that is, we will utilize the fact that the rook can pin the queen, force the check or some other issues like that. Guys, got to have such diagrams ready, okay? The visualization becomes that much easier. So C2, Queen C1, Rook B1, Queen takes B1, C takes B1, which will be a new queen, and that shall be a check, shall be 0-1. Looks cool. I'm going to play that. Oh, the queen has not gone there. It's gone the other way. And now, very important. See, that's why the computer can play some tricks on you guys. That is why the computer can play some tricks on you. Purvesh, be on time. Your involvement should increase a little bit. Were you in a lecture or some place? I don't know. It's 6-5 almost. Guys, the queen has moved up. So now if we promote, the queen will just, the queen will just take the new queen. That will not be good. So what is it? Rook B1 check. Yes, I told you, right? A combination of pawn push and everything. So never assume the queen will go where you think. There are variations. This computer believes that this one is a better move for white. So now Rook B1 check it is. And now we can have the new queen on the board. Surely, right? And of course, will be a rook up and the game will be an easy finish. Please be on time, guys. Please be on time so that you don't have to apologize. Did you play the tournament? Rupak, let me know. Score time, 3 out of 3 for Hitesh, 3 out of 3 for Jay. Arya says 3 out of 3. 100% scoring. Anything 80% and above is what we'll take. Okay, Rayansh is at 3 out of 3. Saurish 3 out of 3. Dishen. Gokhale says, yes, I've played it. Namish is at 3. The senior is, of course, at 3 out of 3. Would like to keep that score that way. Radesh is at 3 out of 3. And Ant-Man is at 3 out of 3. So now what's up with this? Is this the first white to play situation? Guys, is that the first? I wonder. So, do you want the queen check? Do you want the pawn push? Or is the answer something completely different? What is it that you would want? Fork. Ooh. Where is the fork exactly? So Jay is saying queen h6 check, king f7, queen h6 check skewer. But then the king can go back, right? Purvesh is saying it's 3 out of 3, but then he was just watching it, was not typing it. Okay, Purvesh, I'll take that score. Jay, my question is, after queen h6 check, why will the king stay on the 7th rank? The king can go to the 8th rank, and then what happens? So let's calculate that a little bit. Hitesh also agrees with Jay, but then why will the king stay on the 7th rank? The king can go back. Look at the chrome colors. The king can go back, right? Maybe Vihang wants to join in. So what happens if the king goes to the back rank? You continue with the pawn push. What do you do? Remember, the opponent also has a discovered check. Pawn takes pawn is a discovered check. Just as the other variation is queen takes e6. Okay, and what about king f8? What about king f8? King g8, queen takes e6. King f8, king f8 is not possible after the first check. Oh yes, because of the chrome key. Yeah. Guys, so Jay and the seniors all giving the right answer. So queen takes e6, king g7, and then queen c5 check. The computer did not want us to go for all this, but look at our students. They have typed everything properly. That is brilliant. That is just supreme. Score time, guys. Next one is white to play. 4 out of 4 for most people. Yeah, even Arya is at 4. Score time. Rupak joined a little late, so he's saying 1 out of 3. I think Rupak, you can say 1 out of 1. Yeah, you can say 1 out of 1. Rayansh is at 4. Purvesh is at 4. Okay, we are white. We have the queen. I think we have a very nice idea to build queen d8 check. Yeah, the fork idea, right? Let's build up a fork here. See, senior is right. So let's give the check this way so that we can come back and give a check this way when the king comes to g7. And that will be a deadly fork. That would be fantastic. Guys, watch the arrows. That's why it's important. The queen will give the check from the d8 square. Queen to d8, king g7, queen d4 check, and that will be a fork. Fantastic idea. Let's do it. Look at this idea. And now the king will move. Doesn't matter where. I'm just giving a move. Doesn't matter where. And now this rook is hanging. And the two safe squares are these. Okay, doesn't matter now what happens. We're winning. Okay, score time. Next one, please. 5 out of 5 for most people. Yeah. For most people, yeah. Dishan is at 3 out of 3. Rupak is at 2 out of 2. He joined a little late. Here again, we have queen and the opponent has rooks. Both of them. What are we going to do? We can't just take the rook, right? The rooks are supporting each other here. G5 check, says Abir. Abir says, Abir, you can put the G small case. It's the file, right? For the pieces you capitalize. Otherwise, you keep them small case. So G5. Can we go for the G5 push? Then what happens after that? That's a very important thing. You are missing something. Have you noticed this diagonal? Guys, you are clearly missing out on something. Just as queen d4 check king g6. Which diagonal to take? The red one or the blue one? Which diagonal to take? Queen d8 check. Blue agrees, Vihang. Hey, we are joined in by our latest interested candidate. He is Vedant, guys. Please give him a warm welcome. He is from Thane and it's his very first day. He'll tell us more about his age and his standard. Vedant, you're welcome to our channel. Please feel free to participate. Of course, he knows chess. He knows how the chess pieces move. He's not a pro yet. That's why he is with us. But he knows how the pieces move. And everybody is giving you a warm welcome, Vedant. Make sure that you enjoy. We are doing Queen versus Rook session. Tell us more about yourself in a line, about how old you are, what's your school, and whether whether someone in your family plays chess. Very warm reception by all. Thank you, everybody. It's time Vedant thanks us for the welcome that he got. By the way, these are in the blue color. You have the moderators. They've welcomed you as well, Hitesh and Jay. Yeah, get back to the game. We are doing Queen versus Rook. So, what do we have here? We have the queen and we were deciding upon whether the blue one makes more sense or whether the red one check makes more sense, okay? Hey, Vyung has to go because he has to study. Vyung, study comes first. You're absolutely a 9th, 10th grader, so excused. Now he's saying, Vedant here is saying that he's in the 4th grade, 4th standard, he says in Mulund. Hey, not from Thane, he's from Mulund. I beg your pardon, I did introduce to him as someone from Thane. But he stays in Mulund. Vihang, you would be interested. We got a guy from Mulund. That's interesting, Vihang. All right. Vihang, by the way, is also from Mulund. So that's something that's very important. You're welcome. Vedant, you're welcome. Rayansh is also in the 4th standard, by the way. So he has typed that for you, Vedant. There are a lot of friends you will have. And we are dealing with this important decision here. The blue color with the check, what will be the result? And the red color with the check, what will happen? Jay, what is your final answer? Do you now want to change? Do you still believe the red one is better? I don't know. And with the reason, we want the reasons. One of them surely is right. So queen to d8 check. Namish says blue is better. But then the question is, there's a checkmate threat, right? For the blue one. For the blue one, if there is a king, let's say, if there is king e5, then queen d4 is checkmate, guys. Yeah, Ant-Man has spotted that. That's nice. Jay is a very nice observation. He's saying blue is the answer. And when we do the blue, well, then we can have red as the final answer. Well, that works for me. Let's go for it. So check. And this is a cool checkmate. By the way, please type the name of the pattern here. The dovetail checkmate. Happens so often nowadays, isn't it? Dovetail checkmate. Lately, it has happened a lot with me even. That is me checkmating the opponent, of course. So this is nice. Queen d4 checkmate is super duper cool. Okay. Your score, please. This is checkmate because it's the queen is supported by the pawn. The king really has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. The pawn is taking care of the f5 square. It's a beautiful checkmate. It's the dovetail checkmate. And the score time, 6 out of 6. Okay, now white to play. Score time 4 out of 4 for Rupak, 7 out of 7 for Dishen. How did he get to 7? I don't understand, Dishen. How did you get to 7? We have done only 6 positions. How will you reach 7? Namish is saying 4 out of 6. Rayan 6 out of 6. Dishen has corrected himself like 6 out of 6. Arya is at 6. Jay is at 6 out of 6. That's brilliant. Okay, so white to play. Now we have rooks and the opponent has the queen and the rook. Guys, it's queen versus rook. So always remember, sometimes we'll have the queen, the opponent will have the rooks, and sometimes it's vice versa. We will have the rook, the opponent has the queen. Rook h6 check. Again, Namish making the same mistake. Namish, you're making the same mistake for the second time. Which rook? Saying rook h6 is not enough. Look at what Hitesh has done. Look at what Aryan has done. Look at what Jay has done. The rook on 1 will go to h6. Then king f5 and then rook f7 is checkmate. So make sure you type it properly, Namish. It's rook which is on 1. Rook 1 h6 checkmate. Okay? You don't have to say h1 h6. Rook 1 is enough. Rook 1 h6. The way Rayansh has typed it is perfect. Okay, so let's do this. It's check. And this will be checkmate. Beautiful. Very good. Dishen, now if you got this one right, yes, it's a mating net. That's right. Guys, are you even typing the idea? You have to tell me what tactic you are using. 7 out of 7 for Hitesh. Aryan, I told you, right? Rook 1 h6 check. That is enough. The first one. 5 out of 5 for Rupak because he joined in late. For Arya, for Rayansh, it's 7 out of 7. Jay is at 7 out of 7. Mating net is right. Arya is at full score. Saurish is at a full score. Who watched the feedback later. So Saurish, I want the answer. Why did you not play in the hub tournament? Now you cannot give the excuse of power cut every time, right? Radesh is at full. Now it's black to play. We have the rooks. Rook e3. Rook takes e3. King takes. And then the rook will be a skewer. What a beautiful idea that is it not? So let's sacrifice here so that the king and the queen are on the same file. And then after the rook check, we'll make the king move and then grab the queen. It's time for Vedant to type if you understand what these ideas are, if you understand the communication, if you can understand what's happening in the chat. Vedant, the new student, please let us know. Mind you, he will be in the hub when the hub reopens, once the authorities give us the permission. But he is quite serious about chess. He loves this game. Vedant, you are welcome. Just share more with us about what you make out of this session. Nice queen capture there. Score time, and the next one is white to play. Yes, he says that he's not understanding much at this stage. Don't worry, this is your very first day, very first hour. Enjoy this. Whatever it is that you understand, perfect, no problem. Try to get as much knowledge as possible, but it is not really essential that you understand everything that is going on at the moment. I wouldn't even expect that. Even if some point you try to follow the explanation, try to follow the arrows, and also let me know if the language is properly understood, because we use English as a communication medium. So you have to tell me if you are okay with that. Rook a8 check will be a checkmate, he says. And again, the next time it has to be rook 1 a7. Please remember, rook 1 a7 checkmate, okay? So this is the first check. Now you cannot say rook a7. They're like, which rook, right? Rook 1, right? So I think we'll teach Vedant about this. Look, both the rooks, the green and the blue, both the rooks can come on that a7 square for the checkmate, right? So how do we know which rook comes there? The rook which is on the first rank, you see there are letters and numbers alongside Vedant. So those numbers are the ranks and the letters are the files. So the rook which is on a1, the first rank, will come on a7. That's a blue arrow, and that will be the checkmate. So it's a mating net, and I think most students have got it right. Beautiful. Score time. The next one is black to play. Can we go for 20 positions or 25 positions? I want Jay and Hitesh to share their inputs. What do you think, guys? What should be a good target for today, for this session, that is? 9 out of 9 for Dishain. Arya is at 9. Hitesh at 9. Jay says 20 will be a good enough target. Okay, fine. Let's first keep a target of 20. If we still have time, maybe 25 if you do it a little fast later on. Hitesh says 25 is even okay. But I believe that 20 minutes have gone by and we are on to 9 positions. So 20 is a good enough target because there might be variations, and later on I want you to type the entire answer with the variation. So that's why I'm saying 20 is good. Rayanshi Namdar also agrees to that. So, guys, do we have a fork idea here again? For example, will this be a good fork? Like queen check and we are attacking the rook. Not this one, mind you. Not this one, because it's protected by the pawn. I'm not talking about the blue arrow. Queen g1. Yeah, king will come to f3 for support, then e4 check. So basically, the idea is the same, but then the king will move to support the rook, and then we will stop that by pushing the pawn and giving the check. So more like fork first and destroying the defender later. Guys, you agree with that? Ant-Man is saying fork, but I think first it's a fork, and to finish it will be destroying the defender, because we are going to make the king move away from the rook so that the queen can capture the rook. So let's start with this check. Now look, the king has gone on to defend the rook, so readily we cannot take it. So let's give this pawn check here. That's nice. And now the king will be deflected. Oh, still not ready. Now what? Guys, that's why I say that you have to calculate deeply. So now what happens? I'm not going to proceed. I want the answers here. Let's enjoy the session. Now what? So that's why you have to calculate deeply. The computer doesn't always oblige and play what you think. There are some variations. So now what? Now what are you going to do? Keep pushing the pawn? That's what you want to do? The king is now on the g2 square. Now what? e3. Namisha said e3. Aryan is putting a question mark after e3. So do you like that idea or not like that idea? Namish is like, let's go for pawn glory. So e3. But then is there a way white could stop that? That's the main question. Moderator likes that. Says e3 is good. Jay, what's your response? Saurish, what's your response? Arya says e3 looks fine. Dishain agrees with that. I wonder if Jay agrees with that. What do you think, guys? Rupak likes that. Says e3 looks good. Let's go for the pawn promotion. This is a good passed pawn. Vedant, some knowledge for you. The pawn which has no opponent's pawn on the same file. Some senior type it. Now, Ant-Man, you want to be the moderator, right? Or go ahead and type such things fast. Hitesh, Jay, listen to it. The pawn that has no opponent pawn on the same file is a passed pawn. The pawn that has no opponent pawn on the same file is a passed pawn. P-A-S-S-E-D. Passed pawn. Not past. Passed. P-A-S-S-E-D. So this is good knowledge for Vedant attending this session. Well, what is a passed pawn? When the pawn does not have an enemy opponent's pawn on the same file. It's very important that you type it correctly. No opponent pawn on the same file. Jay did that correctly. Hitesh typed it half. He missed the same file part. That's why I've not highlighted his message. I've highlighted Jay's message. The pawn that has no opponent pawn on the same file is a passed pawn. That is brilliant. So Vedant, you can make notes. Hitesh, you typed it half, man. You just missed that part on the same file part. You just missed that. Okay, Jay was perfect with this. So let's push the pawn, and opponent gave the rook for that. Now this is winning. Score time. Jay is the official scorekeeper. So now this time again, I love such positions where we have two rooks. The opponent has the queen, yeah? Aryan has kept a complete clean score. 10 out of 10. Hitesh, 10 out of 10. That's nice. So we have the rooks. The opponent has two rooks and the queen. Oh, something special. For Rupak, it is 8 out of 8 because he joined late. Arya is at 100% score. Arya Mahakal, that is very good, man. Ant-Man is at 100% score. Jay is at 100% score. Good to know. Fantastic. And now again, a very gentle reminder that I've shared a beautiful game on our Telegram group. Let me know in the chat if you have seen that message, if you've seen that game. Aryan did respond immediately to that, but the others, it's a step by step, and you actually should play it with your chessboard. It's a wonderful game, and for every move, I've given some commentary. That's called annotation in chess. Annotation. So I have explained like what's happening, who is doing what is a threat, why am I making that move, what if opponent plays this and that. That's called annotation. So Jay, I'm sure you've seen that, one of the moderators. Rayansh is saying yes, I have seen that. It's a wonderful Smith-Morra Gambit game. I've shared. I've taken a lot of efforts to put all the screenshots sequence by sequence. Just go through that and actually sit down with your chessboard, arrange the pieces, play that. It's just 100% beautiful. There are a lot of tricks. I've explained where required with arrows. I've also mentioned the logic behind the moves, step by step guide. You want to play better chess, you have to study such games. Like, why are we making that move? Like, sir, okay, made this move, but why? That explanation is provided. Veda, don't worry, when you are actually a part of the hub, you will eventually be added to the Telegram group as well. So let me know, guys. Let me know. Fine. Radhesha said yes. Rupak will watch it after the stream. I don't know. Now, Rook takes h7 is the answer for this one. That's what Ant-Man says. Let's take this. I think the move forced is king g5 and checkmate with a pawn. Guys, is that a checkmate? I think he's missed the move, right? Not rubbing salt on wound. I think Ant-Man, you were a little hasty about it. Yeah, he was hasty about it. Yeah, he was hasty about it. Yeah, he was hasty about it. What are you talking about? Rook e5 checkmate. Okay. Guys, be careful about what you're typing here, guys. No. Ant-Man missed a mate. Aryan is also, saying something that's actually not made. I think after the rook moves, this king f6 that is possible, Aryan Bangre. The king will go to f6 square because the first move itself, the rook is going to move. So the f6 square will be open, Aryan. Don't talk about Ayush being wrong. What are you? Think about it, guys. Don't take positions so lightly. It can be tricky. That's why never be overconfident. Take your time. Enjoy your game. Namish says h4 is check. I agree with that. I don't know anything else. So Hitesh now says, let's do that. And if the king moves to g5, not g5, f5. Yeah. The same rook comes back. The same rook comes back. That's correct. Guys, let me explain that. Beautifully done. Very good. Now watch this answer. Check. The king goes here, which is forced. Check. Now doesn't matter whether the king goes to f5 or to f7. The same rook will come to f7. Guys, let me know if you enjoyed this position. This is delightful. I mean, the same rook that goes to h7 creates the threat, supports the pawn to give the check, and comes back to the same square to deliver the checkmate. This is beautiful. Beg your pardon. This is just beautiful. I mean, the rook comes back to the exact same square and gives a checkmate. Oh, this is nice. I love such positions. How dynamic the game of chess is. Win losses will happen if you enjoy what chess offers. I mean, isn't it lovely? Give the check, let the pawn give the check, the rook supports the pawn, And when the support is no longer necessary, the rook comes to the exact same square with a thank you very much. Rayan says, yes, what a beauty. Sure, I couldn't agree more with you. Look at that. The rook's now supporting the pawn check. And now the rook is like, okay, beta, you're safe here. Let me go back. And then rook f7. By the way, again, rook hf7. Aryan Bangre and others were right. Both the rooks can come on f7. Rook h f7. This position was beautiful, guys. I enjoyed that, and that's why I think Jay's target of 20 out of 20 is okay, because if we get more such positions, there can be students who can go wrong a little bit here and there. Okay, so the rook was like nice, the pawn support, and yeah, sure, that's what the rook will say, is it not? He will address him as a child. Like, okay, the rook is a major piece, right? So the rook will tell pawn, okay, beta, you wanted my support like my child. And there you are. Now I've done my job. I'm going back. And then the checkmate. The pawn is for, yeah, the pawn for the rook is like beta. Interesting scores coming up. Some people, honestly, look at that. Ant-Man is honest, deducting half a point there. Guys, if you did not notice that, you have to deduct half a point. Please be honest about it, yeah? Please be honest. He has deducted half a point. 10.5. How many people? Yeah? It's very important. Oh, Namish is saying, I know Ayush is honest about it. So, Namish, what's your score? Arya is still at 100% score. Aryan is also deducted half a point. Namish is calculated in his own way. Rayansh and Namish are great calculators. They are like 9.9. How do you, oh yeah, are you measuring an earthquake? What are you doing? 9.9. How do you get that? Okay, 11 out of 11 for Abir also, for Radesh as well. Rayansh has deducted half a point there. Okay, next position. It's white to play. And again, I'm going to love that. You know the reason. We have two rooks. Opponent has the queen. So it's now time for us to play actively. And let us see if we have a checkmate lined up. Is it a mating net? I think it's a mating net, right? You agree with that? It's a mating net, you think? Type the complete variation. Otherwise, deduct half a mark. Guys, you have to be honest. 80% is our target. Don't stick to like by hook and crook, I should be at 100%. I am not going to be impressed that way. Enjoy what you're doing. And honestly, if you go wrong somewhere, well, just say, sir, okay, I did not get this one. Okay. Abir agrees that it's a mating net. So let's see now how we can execute that. Everybody seems to agree that it's a mating net. Itesh with the first answer. Rook g5 check. So, am I right if I say the beta is supporting the rook here? Yeah, earlier we referred to the pawn in reference to the rook as the beta, you know. So, beta supporting the rook there, and then eventually when the king moves, I think the other rook will deliver the checkmate, and it looks like it's a mating net. And everybody agreed with that. Beautiful. How important was that role of that pawn on f4 square, right? Beautiful indeed. Yeah, ladder or the, yeah, ladder. You can call that a ladder, mate, sort of. With the help of the pawn, though. I mean, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's a comment. Yeah, sure, that's right. So rook check. And now this rook has a nice support. And so this will be checkmate. The rooks are taking care of everything. It's checkmate. Score time, please. Okay, some good LOL happening. So Ayush at 11.5, Itesh at 100% score. Guys, again, we have two rooks. Opponent has the queen. Is there any possibility that we'll get the queen or something? Aryan at 11.5, Arya at 12, Arya and Aryan, kind of confused. Rayansh is at 11.5 inches. So are you telling me your height? Imagine 11.5 inches. Look at what you have typed, Rayansh. Guys, some comments on Rayansh's comment. Comment about the comment about the comment. Yeah. Look at that. Comment about the comment. Sorry, I got that wrong in English. Comment about the comment. That's how it should be. There's a difference, okay? The verb form is comment. The noun form is comment. So comment about the comment. 11.5 inches. Wouldn't Rayansh be the world's tallest and humongous guy at 11 feet and 5 inches? People struggle even to go to 5 foot 11 inches. He'll be 11 foot and 5 inches. Jay, any comments on that? Is that a world record? Can you Google that? What's the world record? Who's the highest? Our Rayansh has reached 11 foot and 5 inches. Awesome. People are saying Rook 1 e6 check. Again, not just Rook e6. Rook 1 e6. That's very important. Okay. Very, very important. Rook 1 e6 check. King f5. Rook check. Finally, we'll pick up the queen this way or that way. We'll do that. Rook 1 e6 check. So let's not let the king escape. And I think now we can give the same the check and we'll pick up the queen. Yeah, the king will move, doesn't matter where, and we'll pick up the queen and will be a rook up here. 9 feet says Jay. Jay says 9 feet is the Guinness Book of World Record. Guys, really? There are someone with 9 feet height? Imagine that. Oh my goodness. Is that from China? Gentlemen, where is he from? 9 feet high. The height is 9 feet. Whoa. 13 out of 13 for most people. He's from USA, okay? People seems to have Googled. Guys. Oh, Aryan is also saying perhaps. The one is the heaviest and has brain problem, okay? Namesh with a random calculation of 11.9. Guys, it's made in 2 years. Ladder mate again, you think? So Rook a7 check, Queen a4. Let's give a different color. And then Rook takes Queen will be checkmate. Ladder, right? Okay, so let's give the check. The Queen will block it and checkmate. Look at this beautiful pattern of checkmate. The other Rook. That's why. Now here is the one thing that I always highlight. Playing actively, guys. Playing actively. Look at the white's Rook there right in the corner doing nothing. Like, why would you even want such a Rook? That's why I say the piece activity is so important. Let the pieces be active. Next one. Oh, this is purely. Oh, this is nice. I think it's checkmate in 2. Is it checkmate in 2, guys? We have a total disadvantage as far as material is concerned. But boy, we have the opposition. Now, if Vedant is still with us, it was his first day. So if he is with us, this kind of a thing is known as opposition. So we have the opposition. It is our move. The kings are facing each other with a file or a rank in between. So this is opposition. We are going to use that. Rook h2 check. The queen blocks it. And then the rook can take the queen and it's checkmate. The power of the opposition, right? Power of the opposition. Check. Checkmate. Look at the checkmate pattern here. The power of the opposition is awesome. Score time. Next one is black to play. Hitesh is a 15 out of 15. Hitesh are maintaining a 100% score. It's incredible. 2 rooks for us again. I love this. Namish, why are you typing the $sign? I don't know. 14 out of 15 for Rayansh. Rayansh perfectly okay. The target is 80%. Guys, what's 80% of 20? We are going to do 20 positions, right? At least. So what's the 80% of 20? Maybe Jay can again do some math. Aryan honest at 14.5 out of 15. Aryan says 16. 16 is at 80%. 16 is 80%. 16 equal to 80%. Okay, fine. Rayansh don't know, but he is saying that Jay will say. So everybody has calculated, including Jay. So 16 is the right answer, right? 16 fives are 80. So 16 is what Rayansh and all you need to be above. 16 at least, and that's 80% and above. I'll take that. D3 is the answer given to us. D3. Is it? So D3 is a check. If the pawn takes, then there is rook check and there is a skewer. Notice the king cannot take because there is this rook that's supporting. I like that. Guys, I think the first one is the pawn check. You agree with Avir? You have to appreciate Avir if he gets this one right, okay? And everybody seems to be okay with D3. I'm happy with this. D3 check. Abir, you got that first. I think you deserve praises for this one. Very nice. Type the full variation, moderator. Abir is a new student, but not you. Type the full variation. So D3 check. Oh, the king moved. Now what? I always love this. It's not that computer will always play, you know what? Okay. I have the full line. Yes, sure, you have the full line. What's that? Now, no. What about the king move? Did you mention the king move? I don't think so. Guys, king move. Now, Namish is saying, let's go for pawn glory. Really? Hitesh agrees with that. Pawn glory. Let's do that. White doesn't have a check. Yeah, white doesn't have check. Everybody seems to be okay with that. Yes, the opponent has given the queen. We will be a rook up here. Again, looks like there is power of opposition. We have the rook, opponent has the queen. Score time, please. Jay, what's the score? Hitesh with 100% score. Even Rupak. Guys, is it rook h6 checkmate? Just plain and simple? Simple, right? Rook h6 is checkmate because of the opposition, right? That's it. Nothing more needs to be done. 17 out of 17. Type the score quickly. Next one is black to play. Last time it was very easy, right? Just one move checkmate. Now we have two rooks for the queen. Direct mate, yeah, one move checkmate. Or checkmate on the spot. People are typing their scores out of 17, mind you. Why is Rayansh typing the score out of 7? An impossible score. 16 out of 7, Rayansh is saying. Now he has corrected himself. Guys, I love such positions because they involve rather, the tactic known as deflection. Have you noticed this? There is a lovely deflection and we have to use a friendly pawn. You would also love this tactic. This is not opposition, guys. White king will not be in perfect opposition. No, this is the deflection. We want the king at a very bad square and we are going to use a friendly pawn of white. Rupak with the wrong spelling of deflection, but the word is right with the wrong spelling, of course. Deflection. It should be FLE, right? Guys, look at the friendly pawn. And, you know, this mate hurts a lot. If you are the recipient of such a checkmate, it hurts. Really, look at the beautiful, you know, sacrifice here. When the king takes, oops, not there. When the king takes, the other rook will rush into it. And this pawn here is going to prove so annoying. So annoying. That's why deflection is to get the pieces deflected or brought to a square where we want. To deflect. So to bring the piece where we want. Get it to the square where we want. Very important, okay? This is important. So you can define it that way. Deflection is to get the piece where you want it. Beautiful. Look at that friendly pawn that will deliver the checkmate. I love this situation. Oh, poor king. Could have escaped, but his own pawn, or let's say beta, is not allowing that. Very, very pinching mate. White would surely not love that. I mean, now has a queen, has got two pawns, but what is the use of it all? End of story. Even the diagram, it's aesthetic. What a checkmate. Next one is black to play. We have we have rook against rook and a queen. Okay. Yeah, beta not allowing his great father. Huh. I don't know, or maybe his king. Now this has to be pawn, right? Promotion. Is it pawn promotion? I'm not sure. What a position, guys. For this one, I'm going to give you a little time, okay? I don't want you to rush into the answers. The student that types all the variations will be appreciated. I'm not going to take single line from you unless everything is forced. And if you think everything is forced, then type it forced in the bracket. But otherwise, give me the full variation. I won't be impressed with just one variation. Just one variation is not enough. Jay is saying everything is by force. Sure? It's checkmate, plain and simple. Yeah, agree. Forced. Forced. Rook check. Pawn promotion, checkmate. Beautiful. I tried to trick you, but you did not fall for that. Everything is forced. Very good. Next position, please. 19 positions are done. It still maintains 19 out of 19. And we have 10 minutes more at least, I'm saying, even after this one. This is the 20th position. So we may go for 25. But let's see if we can do some positions very quickly. Scores are looking good. Very healthy scores. Everybody is almost about 90%. Rook d8 check. And checkmate. Back rank weakness, is it? Notice the king cannot come to f7 because of the pawn. Yeah. 20 out of 20. Mission accomplished. The Rupak joined late, so he's saying 16 out of 16. Mission accomplished, guys. Mission accomplished. I think this is the lawnmower mate again, or the ladder mate. We did this. Let's do now some positions quickly. Black to play. Guys, I have told you that we have a lot of dovetail checkmates here. This is one such example. Namish, you're wrong. Queen h1 is not checkmate. Calculate again. Dovetail, guys, dovetail. Lot of dovetail checkmates. This is a very typical example of a dovetail mate. Hitesh pointing it out. It's not mate. Queen h1 check. King g4. Queen h5 checkmate. So the L-shaped mate with a queen. Guys, that's why I say sometimes, it is a combination of checkmates. Yes, it is dovetail, but yes, it is L-shape also. It's like the typical L-shape, is it not? But yeah, the proper word for the pattern is dovetail checkmate. So see how interesting chess is. How many different interesting and masterpieces do you see? Really, it's amazing. Next one, black to play. Yes, the last one was the L-shaped checkmate. Here we are playing with the black pieces. Looks like mate into. This one looks like mate in two, guys. Let's see how many people crack this one. Mate in two looks like pawn check first. Itesh thinks it's a pawn check first. So g5, the king h5, and the rook h3 will be checkmate. So he thinks that it's a check. The king comes up the board. The rook delivers the checkmate. Everybody agrees with it? Yeah. Everybody agrees with that. So this is beautiful check. Very good. Cool job. I think we have done this when Vihang was with us, remember? Next one, please. Guys, if you get something repeated, then don't consider that as a valid entry. This one is nice. You can do this one. Guys, this one is nice. Let's spend some time with this. Of course, if there are variations, let me know. In case you think that there are variations. 23 out of 233. Guys, type your scores correctly. 233. Like, what am I teaching you all day? How long is this stream going on for? They are going to pin. Oh, the tactic used is pin. People have very subtly noted that when the king comes to the file, the H file, then the rook will pin the queen. Guys, that's such an interesting thing again. With the help of the king support, His Majesty's support. Beautiful win. Black to play, next position. The tactic used was pin. And yes, it is absolute pin, guys. Absolute pin. Pin it to win it, right? Pin it to win it. Black to play here. It's a simple fork, this one. Guys, I think this one is a simple fork. We can pick up the rook this way. It's a check. And when the king moves, we'll pick up the rook. What a beautiful long range. That's why you got to love bishops and queens. Look at the power across the board. I mean, the check is a long way through. The rook is a long way far away. But then look at what happens. Feel the power of the pieces and let me know if you feel them. Reyanshi Namdar says yes, totally. You feel the power. Like how mighty is that queen there? It's a check. The king moves, we pick up the rook and such long distances, but yeah, long range pieces. Somebody type that. Long range piece. Yeah, that's not a pin. Did Aryan Bangre just type pin? Yes, you typed pin. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not pin. That's a fork. F-O-R-K. You see? Double attack, right? It's a fork. Somebody type that. Long range piece, not long range pin. It's not pin. Who is pinned over here? When you attack two pieces at the same time, it's a fork. And it's a long range piece. Thanks, Aryamaka. Aryamaka did a right thing there. If everybody is getting it wrong, he said, I'll do it right. Now we have gone past 25. Let's see in the next 6 minutes, we can go to 30 out of 30. That's probably the most we can do. Now what? Black to play. This time we have the queen. It is still maintaining the full, complete, flawless, immaculate record, clean record. So is Rupak, by the way. It's just that he is 4 positions behind because he joined late. But it's a 100% score. Mate in 1. Rook e3 is mate in. Guys, black to play. What are we talking about? Rook e3, queen e3. People are saying rook e3. Queen e3, right? Checkmate. Dovetail. Yeah, dovetail. See how much you are overlooking. Even now, people are like, let's do this, let's do that. Namish is saying queen d2, not sure about a continuation. Man, it's checkmate in one move. Namish is saying no idea of continuation. Namish will get some idea. Study the dovetail pattern. Checkmate, man. One move checkmate. One move checkmate, Namish. Next one. It's white to play. I'm happy. Two rooks. Oh, is that a skewer? Aryan is saying because I'm typing fast, I'm making a lot of typos. Also, guys, one thing is, I think he said that his net isn't the best today. That's why he was the only one to think that there was any lag. But the stream is fluent as butter. Moderators confirm that the stream is fluent. We are missing out on Shreyan Godbole today, by the way. 26 out of 26 is massive, right? Rook G6 check. And it's a skewer. So Rook G6 check. And now they are on the same file. Let's give the check. Let's take. Let him take. Let him take the Rook. We got the queen, and now we have got two passers there. I think we did this. So opposition checkmate. Now this one is nice now. Guys, a repeated position should not be considered, okay? What's that? H7 check. H7 check, forced king H8, rook F8 checkmate. Everything is forced. Is everything forced? Guys, again, one more point. The seniors should type this, or the moderators, or the want to be moderators. I always say one thing. Material is important, but not the most important thing. For example, look at our pieces. Materially, queen versus rook, queen is greater, is it not? But look at the material in attack. If you have heavy material, but it's not a part of the attack, then it doesn't count. The quality of material is more important than the quantity. So what you can type is quality of material matters over quantity. Quality of material is just pieces. Quality of material matters over quantity. So important. Quality of material matters over quantity. So quantity alone is not enough. Thanks, Jay. So I mean, look at this. Black has a queen here, but what's the point? What's the use? Guys, let's do two more positions. Thank you so much for all that they're doing all this typing work. I think we can pick up the... Oh, is it checkmate here? Oh, it's checkmate here. One move. Yeah, finished. Done. Next position, please. Thank you so much, Aryan, for putting my name there. The quality of material matters over quantity. Again, this one, what are you going to do? Guys, the pawns are going this way. Please remember that. So don't fall for that trap, okay? What's up for this one? Homework, this one? No, let's take this. And this time, yes, it's the beta coming for our rescue. Look at the fork. Look at the fork. Oh, F4 fork. Oh, no. Look at that. Guys, last position. Last position for today. We have done a fantastic job. And Hitesh and all, those who are at 30 out of 30, super duper uber work. Even Rupak did well. He was some positions behind us, but sure. This is simple back rank checkmate for the last one. Let's finish it off in grand style. This is probably not checkmate. We'll have fork again. Guys, here we have a fork. How? Let me tell you. It's a check. And we'll come back and pick up this rook here. Because there will be a check from this square. Check. Give a check. Pick up the rook. Beautiful. All right. Well done. Perfect digitally 7. Please remember, tomorrow we will have the second lecture on this same session. And on Thursday, we'll have the demo game. And on Tuesday, we'll have the third session. Saturday, of course, will be the feedback session. Okay. Tomorrow, we will keep the target as 30 because we have some experience of today, is it not? So tomorrow, we'll keep the target as 30 out of 30. Let's do it. Take care. Goodbye. Enjoyed. Thank you so much, guys.